So hello people, today we'll be solving LeetCode daily question 452, that is minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. And in this we'll be given some spherical balloons taped onto a flat wall that represents the XY plane, and the balloons are represented as a 2D integer array points, where points I represent the coordinates of a balloon, x start and x end, the radius, or let's say that that's the horizontal diameter, and that stretches between x start and x end, and we don't know the exact y coordinates of the balloons. And the arrows can be shot directly shot up directly vertically only, that means in the positive y direction. And a balloon with x start and x end is burst by an arrow shot at x if the value at x is less than or equal, if x is greater than or equal to x start and less than or equal to the x end, and there is no limit of the to the number of arrows that can be shot. And we have a short arrow keeps up traveling infinitely, bursting all any balloons in its path. And we given the array points, and we have to return the number of arrows that must be shot to burst all balloons. Okay, so now for example we are given the balloons diameter as 10, 16, 2, 8, 1, 6, 7, 12. But the catch is we don't know the exact y coordinates of these balloons. We just know that the diameter of these balloons. So the output comes out to be 2, as I'll just explain that the balloons can be burst by, we'll be shooting an arrow at x equal to 6, bursting the balloons 2 and 8, 2, 8 and 1, 6. And then we'll be shooting an arrow at x equal to 11, bursting the balloons at 10, 16 and 7, 12. Okay, so what we can do is, so we'll be having like in for every interval we'll be checking the number of common intervals which we can have, like in for example 2, 8 and 1, 6 is having some common interval, that is the point 3, 4 and 5, and let's say 6 also, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two balloons can be bursted by just one arrow. Similarly for this case 10, 16 and 7, 12, we are having the common areas at 8, 9, 10 up to 12, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these two balloons can also be bursted by just one arrow, so the output comes out to be 2. But in the next case, we see we are having no overlapping intervals in each of the coordinates of the balloon. So each balloon will need an arrow to burst them, and so the output comes out to be 4. But in the next case, we are having example as 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. So what we can do is we'll be shooting at arrow at 2. So because the it states that x star less than equal to x, and uh, so if we'll be shooting the arrow at 2, it will be bursting these two balloons. Then if we'll be shooting an arrow at 5 over, then it will be bursting these two balloons. Okay, so I hope that you got an idea what you have to do. And so the easiest way to do is we'll be just sorting the arrays based on their ending points, and then we'll be checking if we are having any overlapping intervals, that balloons will be, that will need only one arrow to burst all those balloons. So we'll add it to the arrow, basically the number of arrows. Okay, so first let's just sort the array. Arrays dot sort comma a comma b, uh, and then we'll be using arrow function, that is we'll be sorting them on the basis of their ending points a1 comma b1. Okay, arrays dot sort, sorry, sort not sort here, it should be points. And now let's move to the answer space. We'll be iterating towards the sorted array, and number of arrows will be at least one, we know, because we'll be needing at least one arrow to burst the balloons. And let's say our ending point is the points 0th first index, so that is my ending point. So what I'll be doing, I'll be traversing in the points array, that for int I equal to 1, I less than points dot length, and then I'll plus plus, and then we'll be checking if the starting point of the next index, that is if points I0 is greater than the ending point, we'll be incrementing our arrows, and we'll be setting our endpoint to this current point's endpoint. Okay, and points I1, and at the end we'll be just returning the total number of arrows, and let's run it. Yeah, and it gets accepted. Now let's submit it. and works perfectly fine. Okay, so this was it for today. Thank you for watching.